Echo, Ying, and Jackal have been leaked to be coming. There's actual gameplay footage of them shown already, so they're coming to Extraction, so they won't be in the list. And I highly doubt that they would add Thermite, Ash, or Mara, because they're part of what little story Extraction actually has. So they would have to figure out someone else that will be giving you information and talking to you if they did end up adding them. So that's why I believe they wouldn't actually add them as playable characters.
Keep the hostage safe. Hostiles approaching.
So the first operator we're going to talk about is my number 10 pick, which is Thunderbird here. Her gadget is basically similar to Doc's, except she has almost like little turrets that shoot out health and can heal you. And in Siege she gets 3. And for her loadout she gets the Spear 308 and the Spaz 15 shotgun. And she also gets the Bearing 9 and the Q929. For Extraction, what I was thinking, that you know how you play Maelstrom Protocol, you can have a Doc and her together when you get into the later on objectives where health is scarce and everything. And then maybe for one of her upgrades is that when she gets to level 10, you can actually do your real health instead of temporary health. Maybe that could be like a change for her. Or if you get hit by all 3 of them, maybe you can get like your actual health instead of temporary health. I think that'd be pretty cool. And also if you're playing like say Sabotage or Serial Scanner, maybe you could throw these down for when it's getting rough, and it could probably revive your teammate too. So that'll be pretty cool. So next up at number 9, I put Yana, you know, Miss Shadow Clone Jutsu herself. But me personally, when I play, I do not run a drone because it's just not my play style. And so I usually run a revive stem or the explosive harness to hold more paralysis grenades. But there is some times where I'll be like, damn, I really wish I kind of had a drone. So I think because her ability is that she basically turns herself into a hologram and runs around, so it's like a hologram replica of herself that could search out for you. So in like an Extraction, if you need a drone real quick but you're like one of those people like me that don't actually run a drone, it would be probably useful. You get her replicator. And her loadout in Siege anyway is the ARX and the G36C, which the ARX is already in Extraction, but the G36C isn't, so it'd be kind of cool to see that. And then she has the MK1 9mm and the Gani 6. But I think it'd be pretty cool to see her in it because, like I said, I am one of those people that don't run a drone. So it would be beneficial for people that have a similar playstyle to me. And maybe if she get the level 10, because they all have upgrades in Extraction, I think maybe they could have it so when she's lower level, maybe the drone doesn't, the hologram doesn't last as long. And then when she's level 10, she can get it and it'll last longer. Or they could have it how it is in Siege, where if it gets shot once, it will just completely be destroyed. And then at level 10, maybe it gets like armor on it, so it lasts a little longer. Or maybe when it gets destroyed, it actually scans things for you. Those are the ways they could change it for Extraction. So at the number 8 spot, we got Orox. I think that's how you say his name. My bad if I mispronounce it. But basically, this dude's the juggernaut. He just flies through it breaking through walls and everything. So I think that'd be fun in extraction to have one of those aggressive operators. If you just want to go in there loud and doing your thing like that, you just bust through the walls and keep going. Or if you on the last objective and you want to just quickly make your way to the extraction point, that'd be pretty cool to just fling yourself through the walls, just going through the walls, running right to it. Or even when you're playing asset, your buddy could get the asset and you can make a way through for them just to drop them off quick. Or even when you get an MIA character, you could grab them and keep going and pushing. But for his loadout, he gets this T5 SMG and the Spaz 12, Bailiff 410, and the USP 40. Now, since he is a defender and normally they add another primary for like a rifle from the attacker side, I would assume, since Siege normally does it with the operators per season, at least that's how it's been in the past. I've honestly haven't played Siege in a while. I just got back into it after getting Extraction, but hopefully he would get the G36C if they did do that, because this would be a new gun in Extraction and we don't have this gun yet, so it'd be a cool addition. So next at number 7, I have Lord Tachanka's comrade, Capkin. I think he'd be pretty good for playing sabotage or serial scan, because you can put his traps on the booby traps on the doors or the windows and to blow them up basically. So I think that's pretty cool, and I think it'd be good in Extraction because of that. You help hold down the area and you don't gotta worry about it and everything. And for his loadout, he has the 9x19 VSN, the SA SG12 PMM, and the GS18. And because he is a defender, I would assume they would do the same thing that they did with Tachanka and actually give him uses AK-12. Next up, we got Flores. I personally am not a drone kind of guy, but his drones explode, so I think that's pretty cool. This will free up your spot of the drone, so you can run that revive stem or the explosive harness. And maybe for his lower level, he'll get like 3 of these, and then at level 10 we'll probably get like 5 of them. Or maybe they have it that it does recharge, and then maybe at level 10 when it explodes it also scans everybody in the area. Those are 2 possibilities. And his loadout is the AR-33 and the SR-25 with the GSH-18 pistol. So next at number 5, got the main man class, Comrade Diffuse, and his gadget is actually this high-powered rifle. I think he'd be a cool addition to Extraction for being able to see through the Chimera fog, and also just with like the spores and when you have to do the aberration nests, sometimes it gets kind of smoky in there and everything. So I think it'd be cool to have it that you can use him, see through all that. Plus, they add him in Extraction. This is gonna end up being the highest damage rifle in the game then. Maybe even 2-3 tapping smashers in the back and dropping apexes quickly. Like, yeah, the mag's only 15, but you gotta think about it. That's gonna be some high-powered rounds coming out of there. And maybe for his ability when you level up, because yeah, his gadget is basically he uses a scope to see through it and everything, sees through smoke. So maybe instead of actually adding to that, because it would be then a passive ability, maybe undetecting aliens actually when you hit them will do more damage. That would be a cool addition. His loadout is actually just this OTS 03. Maybe because the fact that it is extraction, they'll also give him the AK-12 like Fuse has, the PMM handgun, and the Goni 6 shot. Next at number 4, I have Caviar. So what she does is goes into silent step, which if you play Call of Duty, it's basically like dead silence. But I think should be a cool addition and a useful addition to extraction, because in Siege, she does the interrogation to let you know where all the other operators are. So I think it'd be cool to have her that if you sneak up on someone to do a takedown while you're in silent step, it will let you know, at least for that area, know where everyone else is at. And also I think it would be cool if for her silent step that you were less likely to be detected by the aliens when you're going through, so you can really get that true stealth play if you wanted to. And for some people that will be fun because it will be more tactical, or if you're playing solo and you want to do that. But for her loadouts are this M12 and the Spaz 15 PRB92. It would also be cool if, because her whole gimmick is her stealthiness, that she could do more damage when she's in silent step. So at number 3, I put Blitz. I just personally think it would be very entertaining to have a shield operator in the game, and Blitz would be my choice over someone like Montaigne or Clash, because I think it would be more useful. You could have them in the front, take the incoming projectiles from the Apex, the Tormentor, or the Spiker, but also it would be useful because on the front of his shield, he actually has flashbangs. Well, it's like a light, but it basically works like a flashbang. So you think about this, you could have your two teammates on the side, you in the front, have a nice tank character basically going through, and he'd also be useful because he could flash them. That way you guys could focus on taking down that Apex Tormentor and flash the grunts and everything in the front. And most horde style games have a tank character, so he would fill that role of being a tank. And I think they should leave his loadout exactly how it is, with the shield and the P12 pistol. I think it'd be perfect that way and probably be a lot of fun to play as. So, my number 2 pick, I know he's not very popular in Siege, a lot of people don't like him, but it'll be Blackbeard, because in Extraction, I think it would be very useful for him to be in it. So if they didn't want to put Blitz in it, they could at least put Blackbeard in it. He has his deployable shield, pops it on, and it could stop incoming projectiles just like the riot shield does, except it breaks. That's basically the difference. I think it would be useful for not only solo play, but when you're playing harder things like critical mode with your friends, or even on Maelstrom Protocol. And his loadout is the MK17 CQB and the SR25, and he gets the deagle. How fun will it be to drop aliens with the deagle? Everybody loves the deagle. And an extraction for what they could change for his levels. Possibly they could make it that he gets more shields, because I believe in Siege he only gets 2 or 3, but maybe when he gets to level 10 he gets more shields. Or they can straight up just change it that the shield just never breaks if they wanted to. But I think it would be more beneficial leveling up wise to that if level 10 you get it. Maybe like 5 of the shields, 5 or 6 of them, keep popping them on and stuff. Plus, both the Scar and the SR25 will actually be pretty good rifles doing a good damage, because you know right now in extraction the H&K 416 reigns supreme when you're trying to lay down damage like that. So I think it'd be a cool addition. So before we get to the number 1 spot, I got a few honorable mentions. First off is Thorn. She basically has these little bombs that look like pine cones, and they shoot out flechette rounds. So if you don't know what a flechette is, it's basically like a little needle. It explodes and just shoots those everywhere. The next one would be Aroni. She's kind of similar to Capkin, that's why I have her as an honorable mention and not on the main list. But she basically shoots up a little laser gate and people get hurt when it comes through it. And extraction, she'll probably be able to scan them when they get hurt from it too. Next up is Melusi, I think that's how you pronounce it. But she has a Banshee device where she could place it on things and actually slow down people. So in extraction, you could think of it kind of similar to like a barbed wire type thing. You just place it somewhere, people funnel through the aliens funnel through there, and it will actually slow them down. Also Frost with her welcome mats, throw them down places in front of doors or windows, maybe have a grunt get caught in it, or even have a smasher be able to get caught in it. I've heard a few people talk about they would like Castle in the game. I personally don't really see the point. Basically what he does is have an armor panel as the barricade. I guess, yeah, maybe it will take longer to shoot through it with the spikers or break through it. And that's the only thing I could really think of, but that seems kind of lame to me, so that's why I have him as an honorable mention. Now my number 1 pick would have to be Buck. I just think he would be really cool for extraction. He's actually my favorite operator from Siege. I try to play him as much as I can when I do play Siege. And his gadget is actually a skeleton key. So he basically has a little shotgun under his main rifle. So if you ever wanted to blow holes in walls real quick, everyone knows shotguns are real good at blowing holes in walls. You could do that with Buck without actually sacrificing a good primary and having a shotgun. Yes, he's very similar to Sledge, and he would have to have ammo for the shotgun. But think about this. You're firing your gun, one of them start to get close, switch over to your gadget, which is the underbarrel shotgun, take them out real quick, pop back to your main. His gadget will be quicker to use than Sledge, and I think it'll be pretty damn fun. Yes, it's biased because I said this is my favorite operator from Siege, but it's my list, so I could do whatever I want. But his loadout is the C8 SFW, which is basically the Canadian version of the M4, and an FAL. Well, in this game it's called a CAMRS, and his pistol is an MK1 9mm, and this FAL here will be great in extraction because the 416 is already great to use, and with this you have the underbarrel shotgun here, the skeleton key. So if you need to hit that shot before reloading and you're out, just switch to the skeleton key, take out a few, and keep it pushing. So I hope everyone enjoyed the video. That was the top 10 operators I would like to see come to extraction. And again, it's my personal opinion. So if there's any operators you think will be cooler, let me know in the comments. Or if you think my list needed to be worked around a bit, you could drop that down too. But like and subscribe if you were digging the vid, and I'll see you guys in the next one.